All right, welcome everybody to Community Cooking with the Co-op. My name is Paul Addis. I'm a librarian at the Coos Bay Public Library. I do this program with Tim Bolster, who's in the background there in the kitchen. There he is, outreach coordinator at the Co-op, and Alan Bartle, our cameraman behind the camera. There he is. Hey, Alan. And tonight we'd like to welcome back Sam Baugh, who's the community engagement manager at Advanced Health, and his daughter Alex, who have become our January cooks the last few years, which we really appreciate kicking off the new year with these two. So with that, I'm going to let them explain this recipe from the Congo.
Okay. And buenas noches, Sam and Alex. This is Katie, a admirer of father-daughter combos. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Katie. Appreciate it.
Buenas noches.
All right. So first, I want everybody to just get some water going. I want you to get a pot of water. We're going to look at about 6 to 8 cups. I have it in a big old stock pot, but we need to get this boiling while we work on everything else. So,
so get a big pot with 6 to 8 cups of water boiling.
6 to 8 cups of water, get that boiling. Now, I had some people ask me, why is a white guy from Coos Bay working on a Congolese dish? And just to get that out of the way first, my son-in-law is from the Congo, married my daughter Marie, and we went out to visit them on Thanksgiving, and he made, every time we visit with him, he makes fufu, but it's a different recipe every year. Every time they come to visit, and we made some Congolese stew and fufu, and we said we have to do that.
Awesome.
So just get that out of the way. Jennifer, raise your hand.
Yes, the recipe says about 2 to 3 cups of water or broth. Are you saying 4 to 6? Is that for the doubled recipe? Because you guys are
no. This is just to boil. This is just to boil the kale. Just water. So it's just water right now. We're just getting some water boiling because we have to cut up all this kale and boil it for a couple minutes.
So this water is not related.
Congo?
What's that?
Did you actually go to the Congo for Thanksgiving?
We did not go to the Congo for Thanksgiving. They live in Utah. Actually, we went to visit them in Utah, and that's where we went. But he is Congolese. All right. So while your water is starting to boil, remember, this is not your regular 2 cups. This is just what we're going to be boiling, because we got to boil the kale first. Mm-hmm. While that is started, get your kale out. I mean, if you already have frozen kale, great. If you have the leaf kale, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get that big old what do they call that? The rib. You have to pull that.
Let's call it the rib tonight. Why not?
We'll call it the rib. Backbone. I mean, kale is tough, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Oh, there's my Marie, who is.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've got spinach. If they chose
spinach,
should they be just cooking the spinach or?
Not yet. It still needs to be chopped up. It has to be in just a little bit smaller pieces.
Okay, so chop up the spinach if they have it.
And if the few people that just logged on are cooking along, you want to get a big pot boiling like 6 to 8 cups of water.
We're going to have to boil all this kale that we're going to chop up here.
Nice.
So you're removing it, but you're also going to chop it up
pretty
finely in a second, or?
We're going to make it into, yay sized pieces, maybe inch square pieces.
Bite-sized pieces.
Yeah, bite-sized pieces. Okay, you're going to have to pick up the pace there, chef. Because we got a lot to get done.
Got a lot of kale to get through.
Take all that over there.
Tear it up, Alex.
And I'm assuming it does not matter if you accidentally rip a bit.
No, it doesn't matter if you accidentally rip it. We just want it off that main stalk. All right. We're going to pull that off of there because we're going to chop all that kale up here in just a second.
And so, Sam, we're using kale instead of cassava leaf, right?
Right. yeah, thank you for reminding me. Okay, so first of all, in Coos Bay, cassava leaf is very hard to find, and it is kind of expensive when you can find it.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're like, we don't want to use that. And second, cassava leaf, if you're pulling it straight off like this, you have to boil it for an hour because it has a toxin in it that if you don't boil and get rid of, it can make you pretty sick.
Ooh, good to know.
So we are not doing cassava leaves because, well, we want to be done with this tonight. So we don't want to boil it for an hour and then make everything else.
Sure.
Otherwise, we would have had everybody already boiling their cassava leaves.
Right.
You had it in Utah. Did they use cassava leaves?
No,
Yeah.
it's hard to find.
Yeah.
Marie, maybe you can answer this question for me. Does Henry ever actually use cassava leaves, or is he just gone with the kale and spinach?
Right?
Marie, I see on there.
You're muted, Marie.
Sorry, hey y'all.
Howdy.
It's better with cassava, but kale works too. Kale is in the same family as cassava. I mean, they're both leaves.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you guys. You guys they're gonna be Congolese people now.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm eating dinner with some friends and watching this video.
No worries. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Dinner here shortly. So
What?
we're all going to be eating dinner here shortly.
Yes.
I'm excited to see how it goes. Like, I approve.
Me too.
So for those that don't know Marie came to live with us when she was 13. She's now 29. Are you now 29, Marie?
Yes, I'm old.
Yeah. So Marie came to live with
That's
us
not old, Marie.
when she was 13. And she has been with my family longer than Alex has been with my family. So
Yep.
my first daughter, Marie. So
Nice.
okay. You got all your ribs
Chop
done?
time.
All right. So if you've gotten all your ribs out, if you're cooking along with this, we're just going to start chopping this into smaller pieces. Okay.
Nice. In answer to your question, Sam, Andrea said he will use cassava flour for the fufu more often than the cassava in the stew.
Yeah.
Cassava for the fufu is better. It'll be softer.
And yeah, we will talk about the cassava flour when we get ready to do the food.
Sounds good.
You can see we're just doing a rough chop. It's not going to be massive. I don't want it little tiny pieces. We just want a rough chop.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, that's probably a little bit bigger than we want, so I'm going to put that one down a little bit. All right.
Nice.
Hand me that.
You want
Yeah,
someone transport it in?
Yeah, give me this bowl here. Well, I'm just going to. I'm getting it somewhere I can.
Yeah.
Getting it out of the way.
By the way, 2 pounds of kale is a lot.
Yeah,
It takes up a
is.
lot, so you need to. Okay, that's probably good advice. Okay, for sure. And while we are waiting for the water to boil, we are going to. It's starting. It's getting close. Okay. While we're waiting for that, we're going to chop up the rest of our ingredients. So if you have your ingredient list, we're going to go with our onion next. So hopefully you have a lot of onion. And I'm going to. I like to take the 2 ends off before I chop an onion. So I'll put that in half and give her half.
And just a reminder, everybody should be boiling 6 to 8 cups of water right now.
That's a big onion we got.
That is a big onion. I like it. And remember, and we're not going to go with a fine chop. We're just going to do a. Oh, sorry. This one is a fine chop. I apologize. This one is going to be a fine chop. And I'm going to go over some onion chopping techniques. I did this one time when we did onions before, and somebody said that's really cool.
Let's see it again.
So if you want to get down to this camera right here, you have your onion. I cut it in half so I have a nice flat surface to work with. And then we're just going to cut most of the way through that.
Oh, now I remember.
Okay. Just going to cut most of the way through that on both sides. Kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then all we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to turn it sideways. And then you just
Nice.
put out the other end, finely chopped.
Perfect.
And again, knife safety, make sure you have your hand in a claw. I don't want you cutting your hand off, your fingers off. So make sure you're cutting things with your fingers in a claw shape.
Yes. Keep your digits, please.
Please keep your digits. This is a green stew, not a red stew. Vegetarian stew.
Yeah, let's keep it vegetarian.
Let's keep it vegetarian. We like that. I'm going to grab another container here.
I don't think I did it right.
You don't think you did it right? Well, that's good.
Just keep chopping.
Remember to keep the tip of your knife down on that board. And use it, we don't want to chop away. Okay. All right.
She's getting a little teary. Whatever you do, don't wipe your face.
Don't wipe your face. All right. And that onion peels in there. And so they're not, you have some pretty big chunks there, Lex, but that's okay. All right, if you're done with onions, I know I'm moving pretty quickly. But I'm moving on to garlic.
All right.
Okay.
So basically, we're just chopping all the stuff up.
We're going to chop everything up while we're waiting. I mean, might as well just get all the chopping out of the way.
Definitely.
Right.
Water's almost there.
Water's almost there.
Awesome.
So I have 3 cloves of garlic here. Well, we can pause for a minute and let everybody finish their onions. Is everybody finished with onions? Okay.
How's everybody doing with their onions? Think we're good.
All right. So I'm just going to move on to garlic. Now, garlic is always a little tricky, right? Because everybody's like, how do I do garlic? That's kind of a hard little thing. We're just going to go with 3 or 4 cloves. This on camera.
There we go.
So you just put your garlic down on your board and take your knife. Just going to pop that real hard, and that comes right off of there.
Nice.
Let some anger out.
Get some anger out. Yeah.
Take it out on the garlic. There you go.
We have one more. Lexi already did hers.
We have a garlic rock.
Yeah. Just smash it.
Oh, nice.
And so you're just going to put it down there. Put your knife flat side down. Pop that again. Again, boom. That comes right off of there, just like that.
Nice.
Now, do you want me to go ahead and throw the kale in the boiling water?
Or
should I wait?
We'll wait for just a second.
Sounds good.
And then we're just going to, I'm going to do a couple of different things with this garlic just because, people do things different ways. But you can also take that, if you take the edge of your garlic or the edge of your knife, and you can just run that through your garlic. And again, boom, just like that, it's all mushed up.
Nice.
I'm just going to put that in with our onions. The other way you can do this is you can actually just take that garlic, and we're just going to
kind of mince it.
just mince it. Just boom, just like that. Okay. All right. Our water is boiling. Is everybody else's water boiling?
How's everybody's water doing? Think so. Yeah, I think we're doing good.
Okay.
Cordelia said, "How did I not know you could do that with for garlic? What a handy trick." And yeah, I think everybody's water's starting to boil, Sam.
Okay. So I'm just going to put that garlic in with my onions because we're going to be cooking all those together, so that's fine. So
Right.
we're just going to take. Oh, I got rid of my bowl. So kale is going to be fun. We just want to blanch it. That means we just want to cook it real quick, and then we want to cool it off.
Okay.
So I'm going to get another bowl here. And I'm going to put some ice in this bowl. I'm going to, through the magic of television, I'm going to hand that off that side, and it'll come back full of ice.
Come back with ice. Thanks, Tim.
But we're going to do that before we throw the kale in, just because we want the kale to only cook like a minute, maybe two, and then we put it back into that ice bath to stop the cooking, just so it stops. Because we don't like our kale to get mushy, right? We just want it blanched, real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to turn this actually on. Because I want this is if you don't work a lot with spinach or kale, I want you to know that this is actually really kind of cool. That right here. That on?
I don't know. It's kind of slow. Yeah, it's kind of slow.
Okay. All right. While that continues to heat up.
This one too.
Not right now. Let me see. And we're going to actually put some water in that. So I told you, through the magic of television, it comes back with ice in it. We're just going to put water in
here. Add a little water.
Get a little water going. Okay, and so we're going to take this kale. I'm just going to pop it in here. Now, I like watching kale cook because it goes from this dark green to a really light, just fervent green that it's like amazing.
I didn't know. Yes.
Nice.
It never moves from being green. It just changes this.
Just turns a brighter green.
Just turns a really bright green. Okay.
Nice.
How long are we going to cook it for?
We're going to give it 1, maybe 2 minutes at the very most. And you'll know it's done because it turns. And you can already see this one here starting to turn just a little bit. A little bit brighter, but we're just going to boil that for just a minute, maybe two. On this cooker, we're probably going to do 2 because this hot plate isn't as hot.
But if people have a good boil going at home, maybe just a minute.
Yeah, if you have a good boil going at home, just a minute.
Okay.
That's all we want. Can you tell the difference in that color, Tim?
Looks like.
I don't know if we can tell the difference really through the camera, but it does really get a brighter green. I like it.
All that.
Make sure that a little bit. Make sure you're working up off the bottom. Yeah. So yeah, now it's always the hard part, waiting for water to boil.
Yeah. Watch it.
Watching it, if it, yeah.
Happens a lot faster. Watch.
Yes, it does.
But Sam, so if folks at home have already boiled their kale for a minute and the color has changed, should they just start putting it in the ice water bath?
The ice bath, yep. Because we want to make sure that cooking process stops.
Right.
We don't, kale is a little tender. That's why you have to blanch it first. We're gonna end up throwing it into a pot and cooking it with everything else later. But you want to blanch it just a little bit, but you don't want it to get mushy.
Right.
If there's anything that I don't like, it's mushy kale. It's not. Yeah.
Not the same.
Not quite the same. Yeah, look. I mean, look how almost neon green that is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Do a comparison of what it started out to and what it is.
Goes to the little
Camera,
camera.
I'll go to this little camera. You can see. I mean, this is the one we. All right. This is the one we're boiling. You can see how it's almost a neon green compared to what that other
Oh yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're. Sorry, I got it.
Taste test.
That's going to be pretty. Oh, yeah, that's about right. Okay, so ours is about right. Yours, if you had a good rolling boil at home, you're probably done. So we're just going to lift that out and we're going to put it into our ice bath. Okay.
Now we've learned a way to avoid mushy kale.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some people will just eat it just like this. They'll just pull it straight out right now. Cool it down a little bit, put some salt on it, and that's how they'll eat this.
Sounds pretty good to me.
This stops the cooking process, so it stays like this.
Mm-hmm.
Strain this one. So we're just going to strain the shit through the sink. Now a little bit there. I think it sounds. Okay. So we're just going to throw that into that ice bath and give it a quick stir. And we're just going to set that to the side right now. Okay. We're going to set that off to the side.
Gonna let it chill.
We're going to let it chill. We're going to take our another pot. Boom. Okay. And we're going to put that onto our heat source.
Okay.
And all of these things that we started chopping. Yeah. First, okay. So we're going to. This kind of takes me a moment. But you have your little garlic or your ginger root. We're gonna go with this one. But okay, so you should have a little bit of ginger root. We're gonna grate that ginger. Okay, I'm gonna get it right over here so we can. Where are we? Oh, we're at the top. Okay.
Little camera.
We're going to little camera. All right.
Sorry.
Nope. And we're just going to grate this ginger. Did you want to grate that, Lex?
Yeah.
Okay, you finish that one off for us.
Smells like ginger ale.
Smells like ginger ale. I wonder why. Oh wait, you can make ginger ale out of ginger. That would be great. Huh?
Love adding ginger to a recipe. It just adds so much.
It smells good.
Yeah, it smells
Totally.
good.
Yes, it does. All right. I'm going to wait for her to finish grating that.
For a while, I was into making just ginger tea, just slicing up ginger and yeah.
And just put that in a little bag and put it in your tea water. Yeah, that sounds great. All right. I know the recipe calls for palm oil, but we're going to be using some coconut oil instead.
Because they make palm oil out of orangutan palms.
And I think we suggested on the recipe olive oil could work.
Olive oil can work. Avocado oil. Yeah, on this recipe, we did give you a few different options, but we can. I'm just going to take us about a half a cup of coconut
What's
oil.
the question, Jennifer? You can go ahead.
Use sesame oil.
Sesame oil that has a high. It has a higher flash point. No, that's a smoke point.
Yeah,
Or a lower smoke point, and so
it'll burn.
it will burn. And so I would say no.
Has a lot of flavor.
Jennifer, do you have like olive oil or coconut oil?
Yes, yes. Can the meat option be canned chicken?
Yeah, you can add any protein into it you want.
Thank you.
Yeah, good question.
Okay. So while she's finishing up that, does everybody finish grating their ginger?
Everybody done with their ginger? I think so.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take and we're going to add all of our aromatics, okay? So we have our chopped onion. We're going to put that in there. Our garlic, we're going to put that in there. Okay.
What kind of heat do you have your burner on, Sam?
This one's at high, but you can do like a medium high.
Okay.
Ginger.
Yeah, and we're going to throw in our ginger. So yeah, medium high to a high heat right now.
Okay.
We're going to cook that until the onions turn just slightly translucent.
And then eventually, I mean, is everything going in this pot, basically?
Everything is going to go into this pot.
You can even add, if there's still a little bit of kale on your cutting board, you can even add that for extra flavor.
Get a lot of ice. Yeah, it'll be fine. We're going to pull some of our ice out of here.
You need like a strainer or something? Oh, no, the ice won't come out that way.
The ice chips won't strain out very well.
Right.
I'm just going to pull our ice chips out. I'll throw that over there. That's okay. We need to add a little bit of moisture into it in a minute anyway.
All
Can you
right.
guys smell that? The onions and garlic and ginger?
They can't smell it.
They're cooking from their own home.
They can smell at home.
They can smell it at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the best. We start sauteing some onions.
You know, one of my tricks is you can, if you invite people over, if you just cook some onions and garlic, it doesn't matter what else you serve them, but they'll walk in and like, something really smells good. All you have to have is onion and garlic going.
Right.
The rest
Must be a good recipe.
Sam's a good cook.
Sam, that smelled really good at Sam's house.
Cordelia said, so true.
It is so true.
Smells good. It's kind of like this.
Okay,
How are they looking? How are the onions looking?
they're starting to get there. They're almost there. Just make sure they're a little. We do have a couple of kale leaves in our onions right now, but you can see a couple of these are starting to turn translucent. Which camera you got for me? I'm just going to show the translucency of it. We're going to just go up to that one right there.
Yeah.
You can see where these onions are starting to see, so you can start to see through it. That's what it means, translucent. You shouldn't be able to see through it. It's not a piece of glass, but yeah. Oh yeah, it's almost there. Look at that. Woo!
Nice.
All right. So now, almost there. Almost there.
Almost. Little hot plate you work with here.
Yeah,
Small. I don't want to say mighty. Maybe it's not mighty, but it is small.
It's a workforce. It tries hard. It gets participation.
Yeah.
It's been through a lot of community cooking recipes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought we killed it one time last year.
Yeah. Came back.
It came back. I got fixed because it just wouldn't be the same without.
No, yeah. It looks like it's done a futurist duty.
That smells good.
Mm.
It really does smell good.
Okay. So now we're going to add in our kale. I probably should have been chopping up one of my peppers because we have peppers to add in.
I'll chop one up.
Right, so yeah, chili peppers were an optional part of the.
Chili peppers are optional. If you don't like peppers, you don't want it to be hot. Okay, that's fine. But we're while we're waiting for the onions to finish cooking, we're just going to make us some chili peppers. We're going to put those in there.
Show some cherry bomb peppers from the co-op, which look like little tomatoes.
Yeah, I mean, look at these. Look at these things. They look like little tomatoes.
Wow. Yeah, I've never seen those before.
They look kind of, maybe it's the name cherry bomb.
I don't know.
Kind of
Cherry bomb.
Kind of intimidating.
Okay.
But
We're just going to dice those up really quick. I'm going to do a pretty small dice on those.
and then really don't touch your eyes.
And then, yeah, don't chop your eyes after you do these.
Don't chop your ass.
Don't chop your eyes. Don't touch your eyes. We're gonna throw those in there. Boom. Throw that in there. Lexi's gonna throw hers in. Or you could just throw it onto the hot plate. Either way, that works.
Either way, it's cooked.
There you go. You can have this. And
Nice.
on those that pots.
Onions, ginger, garlic, peppers.
So that's in
I got a
there.
question, y'all. Go ahead, Jennifer.
What other kinds of vegetables could you add to this dish?
Honestly, I honestly don't know what other. I mean, you could probably add anything you want to taste because my belief of cooking is it's an experiment. Our recipe here is just kind of a guideline, and so if you have vegetables you really want to put in there, go ahead and throw them in.
Yeah, no, I feel like I could think of a lot of vegetables working, and I haven't tasted the final product. Bell peppers, maybe.
I think bell peppers,
green beans.
Cucumber,
I really think, yeah.
lettuce.
Hey, Marie, what did you guys put into the shakshuka that you sent me? That looked like that had some,
What was that, Dad?
the shakshuka?
What was it?
You sent me a picture, you made some shakshuka.
Oh,
The head
shakshuka for breakfast. Yes.
Yeah,
So I put zucchini and spinach and pesto.
okay. So I would say zucchini would work well,
Yeah.
cucumbers would probably work well. Anyway, all right, so
Nice.
I think our onions are cooked to where they need to be. Pull that off to the sides there. We're gonna add in our kale.
It's okay if some of the ice goes.
We had some ice that's in there. That's okay, it's just gonna have to come back up to temperature here in a minute.
Jennifer, did you have another question or your hand just still up?
I need to fix that.
Oh, here, I can do it.
Really smelling good.
And we're just gonna keep that on high so we melt the ice in ours. Hopefully you don't have too much ice to add into yours. We added in our peppers. Once we get that back up to heating, we're gonna add in a cup of peanut butter.
Interesting.
A cup of peanut butter.
This is my favorite part. It tastes good after this.
I was wondering about the peanut butter.
Yeah.
And did you just get a plain peanut butter for this?
Yeah, this is the peanut butter offered here at the co-op. This is, I think this one was ground right out here, isn't that right, Tim?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from the bulk. Nice. So that's probably just peanuts.
That is probably just
That's
peanuts.
just peanuts.
That
It's
is-
so good too.
Perfect.
Smooth then. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're just going to bring that back up to a heat. Let's put this over on the stove real quick. That's take it. I'm going to measure out a cup of, not with the garlic spoon. All right, I have enough. She's going to be anxious about that, so we're just going to measure out a cup of peanut butter.
Any peanut butter will work. Last time we used chunky.
We just used some chunky.
That just gives it a little crunch, right?
Yep. So we're going to wait for that to get back up to its boil, and then I'll put that in it. Now, where am I on this? Yep.
See a grandkid.
Oh, yeah, that's my grandbaby. That's Sandili.
Oh, that's what Cordelia was talking about. Somebody put in
Hi, baby.
I didn't know what they were talking about. Hey, kiddo.
Peanut butter's good.
Peanut butter's good. All right.
Nice. So, Sam, does Saka Saka always have peanut butter in it?
I don't know if it always does, but the recipe I have does.
As far as we know? Okay.
I mean, I've only had this a couple of times, so I'm not a super expert on it, but yeah, I would assume yes.
Saka Saka is one of our favorites, and it does technically have peanut butter in it, yes.
Okay.
Cool. Appreciate that. Yes, and Danielle said yes, always peanut butter. So she must know about the Saka Saka as well.
So alternative butters.
Okay. So now that your stew is up to its boil, we're going to add in the peanut butter.
Okay.
So right.
You add your peanut butter into the.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. We're just adding in the peanut butter. We have to use the mighty oven stove. And we're just going to stir that in. Boom. And then we're going to go set this on the stove, and we're just going to let this cook for about a half hour.
Okay.
And as we do that, we're going to start making fufu.
Nice.
Which, if you don't want to make fufu, you'll be disappointed. You can make rice. You can put it over the top of rice, but
Fufu's the way to go.
Fufu is the way to go. So, for fufu, oh, dang it, I forgot to add, sorry. What am I thinking?
So Cordelia said they have a peanut butter allergy, so they're going to use sunflower seed butter and see what happens. I would think that'd be fine.
Yeah.
So I forgot to add in we just had some vegetable broth that adds into this. We're going to add 2 cups because you should do about 3, but we still have a little bit of.
If they'd rather just use water, that's right.
You can do water. Yep.
So folks at home should do like a couple cups broth or water.
Yeah, a couple cups of broth or water. Sorry, I was supposed to add that before I set it over there to finish cooking. We're just going to stir all that in. Grab yourself a lid, put this back on your stove, and we're going to let that sit for about 30 minutes.
Are we just simmering it there, Sam, or?
Bring it up to a boil and then simmer it, yes.
Okay.
And this is the point, if you're using a protein, a chicken, fish, whatever you're using for your protein, now's the time to add it. We are not adding any protein tonight. But you are more than welcome to add at this point as well. That goes into that pot.
All right.
Bad time to clean up a little bit.
Probably not a bad time to clean up because I have made a mess.
No worries. Go ahead, Jennifer. Do you have a question?
Yes. And once you add the broth and peanut butter and let that simmer and add the meat, that's when you add the spinach as well?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Spinach.
No,
What would that be?
Oh, the spinach. We already added the spinach in.
That was the kale.
The kale.
So once we brought the onions, garlic, and ginger and all that, we cooked it. The onions were kind of translucent. Then we threw the greens in.
Then we threw back in the greens. Yeah, the spinach, kale it should already be in that pot.
Yeah, probably just throw it in now.
If it's not, put it in. Let's take care of that.
Put it in the pot.
Okay. So now, again, we're going to have to boil some more water here, right? Because we're making fufu.
All right, fufu time.
This is what my kids absolutely love. Okay, so let's get some water in that pot.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
So we did not blanch the spinach because of the way that it cooks, and we didn't add the spinach yet. So we're just wondering because the spinach isn't blanched and it cooks differently than the kale. So when would you add the spinach because it's differently than the kale?
Now, right?
Now. Yeah.
Yeah,
now.
just put in now, Jennifer. So Jennifer could put it in now, and if she had chicken, she could add that now as well.
Yeah. Yep. Any of your protein, everything that we've done up to this point should be in the pot. Okay. So we should have peanut butter. We should have our vegetable broth in there.
Fufu was just the flour and water, right?
Flour and
Two more
water.
ingredients we haven't worked with yet.
Two more ingredients.
Everything else should be in the pot.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to get 6.5 cups of water.
Okay. Is that how much folks at home should get boiling, Sam?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody gets 6.5 cups of water boiling.
There we go. Oh, I have to do it one more time. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. So we're going to get our 6.5 cups of water boiling. We'll throw that over here.
Dad, you only get 4.5.
No. That the 2 cup maybe.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to get that started. Now, this is one fun little thing because you should have 4 cups of masa or cassava flour. And now this is one of the little stories I'm going to tell. First, if you're using cassava flour, I was talking to my friend Doris that she is from Kenya, and I told her we were making this, and she's like, I love it, but if you're actually making with cassava flour, the people back home, she said their shoulders get huge because they work it all the time because they break down the cassava leaves into a flour and then just grind it in. Okay.
Wow.
But we're using masa, some corn flour, and the first time Henry came to make this for us, he said, "I need some maize powder." Like I do a lot of cooking, but I've never heard of maize powder. Now you have to understand, English is Henry's third language. His original language is Congolese and French. Those are his 2
Sure.
languages, and then English. So I'm like, I have no idea what maize powder is. And so I said, let's go down to the store. Let's walk through the baking section, and maybe you can help me find it. And so we got over there and we found masa flour. And he's like, that's maize powder. And I'm like, oh, masa flour. Awesome. So we're going to take about a cup of
Flour.
We're going to do a cup and a half of cold water. Okay. A cup and a half of cold water. And then we're going to do about a cup of the masa flour that we're going to put in here.
Okay.
Flour straight into the water.
Flour straight in the water, and then we're just going to get a spoon and we're just going to work that in. Okay.
And remind me what the ratio was of the water and flour.
So I want about a cup and a half of water and a cup of flour right now.
Okay.
I'm going to grab another one of these. I'm going to make a lot of dishes for you. So we're going to put this into here so we can do that a little bit, mix that a little bit better.
As Cordelia said earlier, it's not cooking if you don't make a mess.
That's right. Okay. And we're just going to stir that until it's well combined.
Looks like the peanut butter.
Yeah. And the reason you do this, I found this out. The reason you do this is because if you don't actually mix a little bit of this starter, it ends up getting, it makes it lumpy. And we want it smoother as we're going to work through
Sure,
this. Okay?
sure. And so you're using masa flour, Sam, but you could do the same with the cassava flour?
Cassava flour, yes.
Cassava, thank you.
Yes. It might be a little bit different. I haven't ever made it with cassava flour just because, you know, I have a harder time finding it. It's not as easy to find.
Bob's Red Mill.
Bob's Red Mill.
Prepackaged cassava.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So you still have a couple of them. But again, your flour and water mixture should look about like this. I mean, it's not super thick, but it's there.
It's like the consistency of slime.
Consistency of slime.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And now we're just waiting for our water to boil. Our 6.5 cups of water right now.
So essentially you just worked out all the lumps. Mixed it together. Yeah, okay.
Mix out all those lumps.
Almost there with the water.
Almost there.
All right.
Almost.
I'm watching it very close.
So I'm going to turn this heater back on. Okay. Another trick I found, and I'll go into this. Another trick that I was told is we're going to put the boiling pot over here, but we're going to pull out some of that boiling water while it's on the heat base, and then we're going to add the flour back in, and then the boiling water back in as we stir it. So it's going to.
Interesting. Sam, why are we going to take the boiling water out and then put it back?
Because again, if you add all of this into that much boiling water, it makes it lumpy.
Oh, okay.
It's just strange. Okay?
Interesting.
All right,
Our water is boiling. Okay, let's do this.
One pot over there.
Yeah, let's bring that pot over here. So I'm going to. Where'd our measuring cup go? That's that. Okay, and I'm going to pull about 5 of those cups out of here.
Put it in a bowl.
Big bowl. And we're just going to set that off to the side for just a second.
But make sure to keep it because you're going to add it back.
Keep that because we're going to add that back. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take this almost slurry that we have, and we're just going to start adding this in here.
So there's still some water at the bottom of
There's still some. You should have about 1.5 cups of water in the bottom.
Right.
Okay.
Interesting process.
This is an interesting process.
Totally.
And we had to practice a couple of different times to make sure this got the way it's supposed to.
Okay, now you're stirring it up.
Now we're just going to stir this. I'm going to
So
out of that container here. I'm going to squeeze the rest of that out of there. Okay. And so we're just going to, again, we're just going to stir this until all of that incorporates in.
Okay.
See how those lumps are going away?
Mm-hmm.
She can't see. She's not tall enough. But this is a really good spot. There's sometimes an issue about, when you're cooking in an industrial kitchen that they only have big pot things to do. And so. All right.
Our kale mixture is smelling.
Our kale mixture is smelling amazing over here.
Nice.
You can tell that at home as well.
So Sam, is that getting thicker or is it more liquidy?
Right now it's liquidy.
Okay.
It's thicken up here. Just in just a minute, because what we're going to do is we're now going to add the rest of this water back. Hold on.
Process is
Put in a spoon while adding corn flour. Okay. I'll make sure it's stirring continuously. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to add back in. This was 4 cups.
not measured exactly.
Not measured exactly,
I
but
can
pretty
measure it up
close.
for you. if you want.
No, we're good.
All right.
We're good. So we're going to add in some of our flour. We're going to alternate this flour boiling water mixture. Okay.
So you're slowly adding a little of each.
Yeah, we're going to slowly add a little bit of each.
Are you trying to do like a cup of flour and a cup of water and kind of eyeballs?
Just kind of eyeballing.
Yeah.
Yeah, add some more of that in there.
But the recipe did call up again 4 cups of flour, so we're adding those 4 cups.
Yeah, we're going to add that 4 cups back in.
Well, I guess we're going to add some.
We're going to have the rest of that in. Now the rest of that in. We're just going to stir this, and this is where this one gets tough. Because we're stirring this flour water mixture, which we do flour and water that makes paste.
Or dough,
Right.
yeah.
And so we're just going to work this, and as this thickens up, and you can tell when it starts thickening up, it's going to get harder and harder to stir.
Right.
Yes, you can try. Just keep it going. Keep it moving. It is important to keep it moving. Otherwise, it gets lumpy.
Yeah, you got to really stir it there, Alex.
Yeah, keep going. Just keep going.
Put that arm into it.
Yes. Work it, Alex.
With fufu, you have to keep it moving because if you don't keep it moving, it'll become like a rock.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you're going to have to fish those pieces out that are hard in order to have a soft, spongy fufu.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna put that.
That makes sense. You'd want it malleable.
I don't like making fufu because of this reason. My arms get tired. I get tired. I get frustrated when it doesn't turn out the way I want it to. Some people like it firmer. Some people like it softer. It depends on what you like.
Sure.
It's just a lot of work.
But it's worth it, right?
Yes, it tastes real good. Tastes real good.
Awesome.
It'll keep you full for the rest of the night.
I bet.
My brothers, Seth and Christian,
Yeah.
they're picky people, especially Seth. He loves it.
We're going
Nice.
to take this over to the big stove because it needs to get hot, and we're not quite hot enough because it's not thickening up on us.
Okay.
Hi. Hi. Hi, buddy. Hello.
So yeah, I'm just going to hang out over here and stir this pot
Hello, buddy.
over here on the stove.
Hi.
So folks, keep stirring your fufu.
If it gets to the consistency of a thick dough, you're about where you want to be.
Okay.
Okay.
And then should they remove it from the pot, remove it from the heat, or so yeah, remove it from the pot at that point.
Yes.
Okay.
So everybody should be working really hard right now, right?
Yes, you should be working this as hard as you can here because this will
Work that fufu, y'all.
You can see how this is thickening up. Just keep going. Keep going.
Oh yeah, I can see that. You're getting there.
Getting there. We're almost there.
Nice.
It's there because almost there because it's starting to bubble.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, I see that.
Someone has a hand sign up, like.
Jennifer, have a question?
Yeah.
Somebody have a question? Go ahead and unmute. I don't see a hand.
On Jennifer's.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
No, Lexi, that's the mouse.
Oh.
Oh, never mind. I think we're seeing things.
From this side, it looks like a hand that's up. All right. Woo.
Gotcha.
Crispy. It's getting a little bit crispy. All right, we're going to take this back over here to this side. Woo.
Becoming a cake.
Right.
Added quite enough masa flour. That's still a little bit soupy for me. But that should,
more.
yeah, if you could get just a little bit more.
Yeah.
No, safety.
I assumed he had measured all the 4 cups, but it sounds like it's that's feeling like it's only about 3 cups. So that should be a little bit thicker than what we have.
Okay.
So the good news is that we're cooking in a store, and so he has all the
Right.
across the way.
Hopefully everybody at home had enough.
Yeah. And we're gonna add some more of that. There we go. Oh yeah. There we go. Look at that.
The nice part, I guess, is too thick, add more liquid. Too liquidy, add more
Yep.
flour.
I just saw Kristen from Black Market Gourmet walk through the store. Hi,
Mhm.
Kristen. She does that quite often, I think.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't eaten at the Black Market Gourmet, make sure you do, because they do some amazing stuff. Her and Jardine over there.
Totally.
All right. Yeah, look at that. Oh, my arms are hurting.
I was gonna say you're getting quite the workout there.
That is going to be quite the workout. For Marie and Henry's wedding, we wanted fufu, and all the cooks were like, "Nope, we don't want to mix that much fufu.
That's a lot of fufu.
That's a lot of fufu." And so they said no.
I told them not to make the fufu for that reason.
Yes.
Very
I was
kind.
Because
trying
you
to
wanted
be
to
nice
enjoy
to the
your
woman.
wedding?
Yeah, for my wedding, but the women of the culture, they do the cooking, not the men. And so when Henry mentioned that he wanted fufu for the wedding, you should have seen their faces. They just had such distraught because they knew how much work they would have to put into making this fufu. So
Right.
I told them not to make any. But I think there were still some at the wedding, but not a lot.
So now you can see that
Oh yeah.
that's a lot thicker weight. Now that we have the right amount in there.
Nice.
Almost like a really thick, doughy mashed potato.
Yeah, it's like a really, really thick doughy mashed potato. Yeah, exactly. So boom. You can see how that is.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this off the heat. Pull that one off the heat real quick. And this is something I learned from Henry, but I didn't see in any of the other things that I looked up. But he takes it, and here's one of those plates right there. He takes it, he just takes a bowl, and this is how he measures it. He takes a bowl and then he pops it onto the thing, and that is 1 serving.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah. Want a couple plates? A few plates?
yeah, let's get a few of those plates. Let's fill a little, just a tap soup.
Try this.
Sam added some more flour, so he's working it in.
Flour.
If you want to, I think you mentioned you want to be able to pick it up with a hand.
You want to be able to pick it up with your hand, yeah. So we're going to measure that out.
Much more yellow than when you make it at home.
That's fine. So yeah, he just measured that by doing that, and he actually would put them all into one bowl. But want to do that?
It's good.
Yes.
Yeah. That's still just a tap hot. It might be the part of this cooktop.
Yeah.
It's not big enough. But we're just going to let that sit for a minute and thicken up just a tap. We still have a couple minutes left on our.
Looking great though.
So if you have any questions, now is the time to ask them.
Yep. How's everybody doing at home? Anybody have any questions? I think we're keeping everybody busy there.
I like the smell.
Yeah. And so really the idea now is once you pull your kale off, you're going to actually just take your fufu and you're just going to massage that into a little, I don't know. There we go.
Sorry.
No. We'll go up to this one. That's one.
There you
You're
go.
going to put that into just a little bit. And that is now, that dough is now how you're going to eat your stew.
Or you can eat it with a spoon.
You can eat it with a spoon.
That's the boring way.
That's the boring way. Anyway, so yeah, you're just going to knead that into. Sorry. That's fine. I don't know which direction I'm going with it.
There.
Okay. So you're just going to knead that into a soft dough.
Uh-huh.
And use that dough to now pick up your stew.
Interesting.
All right, let's pull that stew off. But yeah, I really think that's pretty close to that. Yeah.
Right next to that pot.
Yeah, let's bring that right over here. Where did my stew go?
The ladle.
Yeah, I got rid of the ladle too. I've used a lot of tools. I'm sorry, everybody.
No, it's a lot going on.
We got a bowl. Now we're just going to dish that bad boy up.
Nice.
This stew is like really good.
Oh, I just want to remind everybody, if you can, please send me, email me pictures of your completed meals. Everybody should have my email in your Zoom confirmation.
Smells like peanut butter and kale and
Ginger.
Interesting.
And if your fufu didn't turn out good, boil some, make some rice. This goes well over rice. It mixes in well. You can do salt and pepper to finish it off if you want. I haven't tasted this yet, so I don't know if we need to add a little bit of salt. Yep, I would just add just a pinch of salt to mine, but it really is good.
A little hot.
A little on the hot.
it just
stove.
don't
Oh, it did just come off, so you are absolutely right.
eat it yet.
So honestly, I'm just going to add just a pinch of salt.
All right, Sam, show us how you eat it with the fufu.
So I'm just going to pull some of this off. So let's go down to this camera. So this is how your fufu is supposed to kind of look. It's kind of a solid mass, and then you're just going to massage that.
Okay.
Okay, so it comes out, and then you're just going to dip that in. So your stew ends up on your fufu.
Uh-huh.
That in your mouth, just like that, eating with your fingers.
Nice. Because that's how they traditionally eat these dishes, right? With their hands.
Yes. Yep, that's how you traditionally eat it.
Very cool.
Cordelia said, so fluffy. This is the first time my kids and I have ever had fufu. I think this is a first for most of us, but thanks for sharing.
Do you want to put
It's exciting.
right here, and it can be our finished?
Yep, we'll do that right there.
Boom.
And so we're, I don't
If you want, oh,
we're going to do overhead. Overhead, that is what we should look like. We have our fufu on the side. You can see
Nice.
that setting up nicely on the kale stew. Perfect.
Oh, that looks awesome.
nice.
Stacy said, thanks. My fufu worked. She said she made rice earlier because I thought it would be hard. Good job, Stacy.
Yay!
Now you can have rice and fufu.
Which isn't bad. I mean, we made some chicken stew the other night because we were practicing the fufu again, and we made rice and it turned out really good. You could do the rice and the fufu and the chicken stew.
All sounds good to
Really
me.
well.
We're getting lots of thank yous. Good
Hey,
job,
Sam,
you
can I say
guys.
something? This is this is Ryan, but my screen name says Danielle.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, thank you for doing this. I grew up in Congo. I spent 18 years there, and I can confirm that yes, in fact, utensils are not used. Fufu you use as your base, and then you just dip it in the sauce that you have, or the Saka Saka or pondu. It's called Saka Saka. Sometimes it's called pondu. But then usually you'll have chicken and then like a bean sauce with it as well. But I grew up on this stuff. I love it, and thanks for doing that. It's great.
Yeah, thanks for that little tidbit,
I've never
Ryan.
made it though. I've never made it before. My mom's made it, but I haven't made it since I've been back.
Cool. Appreciate you sharing.
Yeah.
So, but does that look about right there, Ryan? Does that
Yeah.
look right? Okay.
I mean, usually it comes out on the table in basically a ball like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so really thick and just like you're saying, you just grab
Tear
it,
off a chunk and you
dip it and you eat it. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. But I wanted to say what you didn't mention, what's so cool about this meal is it's all from the same plant. So you got the Saka Saka is the leaf of the cassava plant. And then the cassava, well, you use corn, but the cassava
Powder.
flour. Yeah.
Root is what makes the powder. And it's also super poisonous. And so it has to be soaked. The root has to be soaked for like days before it's safe to make into powder.
Yeah, we kind of went over that at the very beginning that you have to boil it for at least an hour to get rid of that toxin that's in it.
Yeah. Also very laborious making the flour.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's worth it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
I hope y'all enjoy. Hopefully they'll have us back again. I was telling Tim next time Alex and I don't think we've done a single thing from the U.S. yet. We did Hungarian stew, Hungarian mushroom stew. We've done homemade pasta. I can't remember what else we've done. Maybe next time we'll actually come back to the U.S. and make something.
Mushroom crab cakes.
Oh yeah, we did some lion's mane mushroom crab.
Oh, the
cakes.
lion's mane crab cakes. That's right.
Those were good. Those were good.
Well, you're getting lots of thank yous and great jobs. Looks delicious. Everybody had a lot of fun. So thank you guys again for another awesome recipe. This is really exciting.
Okay.
And like I said, I think it's our first recipe from the Congo, which I'm very excited about.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you all. Love you guys.
Yes. Thanks, everybody. And just because we have a no cook left behind policy, we want to make sure everybody finish their recipes at home. Everybody finish? Yep. Looks good. People are signing off, which is always a good sign. So please sign off to eat. And thank you all for joining us.
I want to get 1, 2. Just hold up you two together.
Especially Sam and Alex.
Dude. Alex, you're in this. Here we go. Great picture. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
Cordelia said, my 12-year-old says Alex is goat. I don't know what that means.
GOAT stands for greatest of all time.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
very
great.
honored.
I'm so glad it was a compliment.
greatest.
And my grandma, two of my grandmas are here. Yeah.
I bet you they also think you're goat.
Yeah.
Of course,
Everything should-
always.
Yeah, lots of thank yous. Thanks everybody for joining us. This was a lot of fun.
That didn't turn out tight as thick as I wanted it to. That's not. That sits a little bit and then it gets. Yeah.
Did you try it, Alan?
I haven't tried it yet.
It's
I'm trying to get a clean one for a photo.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting for some more bowls.
Awesome.
Grabbing a couple of bowls.
If you guys don't mind, share those photos with me, please.
Paul, do you want me to save you some?
If there's some left, yeah, I'll eat it tomorrow.
Cool.
Thank you. Looks amazing.
Oh yeah, it's really hardened up there.
Yeah, you can. And by the way, don't let this stuff sit for. If you don't eat it tonight, It's going to be hard to.
Okay.
Sorry, Paul. The fufu is going to be hard tomorrow.
I was wondering.
Wow, look at that.
You can see how
Why don't
much.
you guys just enjoy it tonight?
We'll save you some stew though.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I'll try the stew tomorrow. Thanks so much, y'all. This was awesome.
Thank you.
Hi,
Gotta try
Grandma
this.
Judy. I didn't really have a good time to mention that you joined. Yeah. Hi.
Well, I'm going to let you guys all enjoy your Saka Saka and Fufu, and I'm going to go eat my boring dinner.
Thanks, Paul. We'll see
Yeah,
ya.
thanks again, you guys. This was great. Once again.
Let's hope they save you some soup.
Thanks,
Yes,
Paul.
they will.
Well,
And hopefully we'll get you guys back next January, if not before.
Okay.
You're gonna love it. So.
Thanks again, you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome job. I'm gonna end it.